Well, welcome back. So in this video, I'm going to go talk about an interesting video that I watched actually around sort of growth, go-to-market engineering, and this basically summarizes the key points of that video. I mean, the video I'm talking about here is how Clay builds its go-to-market engine with David and Bill, and David is from Clay. He's a head of growth at Clay, and Bill runs Sales Capital. Really interesting video, and it's pretty long, but it's worth watching. But the key takeouts here, if I summarize, is this. I mean, there were a lot of them, but this is the one that I think is quite unique, and we're going to go and try to implement that in Clay as well today. So in a nutshell, we have this 3.5 eye or lens. Currently, when we segment leads, especially B2B or ISPs, we segment by in fit, ISP, firmographics, we use account-based marketing, ABM. And the next one level we'd use is engagement. So, and typically when we say engagement, these are sort of internal or first-party engagement triggers or indicators, such as web visits, downloads, attending events. So these are all internal first-party intent signals, especially if they visited a product page or service page, right? And you can add more sort of weighting or scores to those. And then you have what the discussion centered around is around potential contract value. And I'm going to dive into this a little bit further, but essentially is looking at your last 25, 30 close wins and looking at the characteristics of what made them close. So it could be top of employee size that you might have that typically close better. If you're targeting 10 and below, maybe and it keeps on sort of, you have a close loss, but then you discover those who are between 30 to 50, you have a close wins, and this really refines in terms of your third lens, right? So that's what the potential contract value is all about. Is identifying those that have closed in the past, your last 30 or 40 deals, and looking at their profile, creating an archetype of those counts or ISPs that typically will higher chance of closing a close win. So looking at the potential contract value, which means that you can actually prioritize like a tier one. So this is not saying you ignore the other ones. You can say tier one would have a potential contract value of XYZ because you've learned that these typically will have a higher conversion rate. And the half one there is looking at external raw data signals. And we're going to talk about some apps around this or applications that you can use. So we talked about internal, so downloads, attending, but also what are they saying externally in LinkedIn, in Twitter and stuff that we can actually dive in. Maybe they're saying we're just raised. That's a great indicator, right? Because you typically find a company who's raised their Series A, B, C, it's already too late. You need to get them right when the founder or the executive team have announced it. Probably that's hotter, more recent than what you find in your normal intent engines. It could be that in terms of it could be that the hiring, again, there's a delay in terms of getting that information on traditional channels. What if you went directly to the source? So this is what I cover off here in my summary, is that, okay, when you have traditional methods of lead segmentation by fit engagement, it's good signals. You get a good signal. It's good. What is better when you have fit, ISP, firmographics, and engagement internal with your external social engagement. That's your better. But what is best is when you have your fit plus your potential contract level fitted into your fit, as well as your external social data with your internal engagement. Does that make sense? So that's the key aspect. So what we're adding, we're plugging in the potential contract value, and that's simply, you can look at your last 10, 20, 30 closed wins and see the characteristics to create the archetype, and then looking at external. Now the external raw data can be challenging. And so we're going to talk about a little bit how we can do that. So this on up sums up what I've covered here is your 3.5 lens, your signals plus your potential contract value gives you much more smarter moves around your go-to-market strategy. That makes essentially informed decisions, better resource allocation, and higher conversions because you know which one converts because your previous contract close wins have these characteristics. Okay, so the other stuff that the video talked about is how you automate this. And I talked about the contract value is pretty hard, is easy to ascertain. What is difficult is ascertaining external social interactions. Changing jobs, or again, you can get these information, but they're typically late. You want it straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak. And so there are certain tools that we can use plugged into Clay to make it as scalable and always dynamic, always on, feeding into your CRM and or sales teams. And that's what the actionable data is, right? So you have your external signals with your potential close, potential contract value, and you keep on enriching that into Clay, you aggregate, create those signals, and then spit out essentially the high intent. So basically what I'm calling the best signals. So best signals being fit with your potential contract value plus engagement with your external raw social data. That's your best signals you can get, which, like I said, that gives you your smarter GTM moves. So if I go back to now Clay, so how do you go back to this middle? How do you create that brain? So this is just a list of of contacts that this could be from your CRM, could be from a prospect list, whatever. And I've uploaded it. And if you search, you can see here, I've logged in. I'll get out of here. You can search for the action, which is this one right here, Trickfy. Find prospects, engage with professional post. That's what you need. So when and I've done that, so I just want to show you how we do that. So let's set that up, continue. And here you just enter in the value. So basically here is your keyword. So it could be hiring now, open roles. And I'll show you mine. There's not a lot that you need to complete in this, to be honest with you. A number of days is you want to go, you can be more recent, say last 10 days, so you're going to be hot on a trot, or you want to go more broad, so back in 30 days before. I've just set 30 days in mine, and the rest of the stuff is you just want to say how many you want to run, how many maximum results. It all depends on how many credits you got. So in this list here, and I did that, so it's going to edit resources, move myself here and edit the inputs, edit my inputs, go here so you can see what I've done here. And like I said, so I'm looking for, of this list, I want to know, it's a big list, I want to know if they're looking at any posts. You can put more keywords here, but if they have any posts that have any of these words, hiring, closing around, raising, expanding, new office, new open roles in the last 30 days, and I want a maximum of 2, I can put a 1 if I wanted to, and I submitted that. Let's run that. It ran, okay, so without this video it ran. It would you go, I already ran this, so it's completed on the previous one. You can schedule these, so you can run it every month, every week, or you can go manual. So I'll go run now, but now it's going to go back into 2. But it found a few already, and I'm going to go and explore some of these, so you know the power of how you can automate this in Clay. So basically, if I go back to what I was saying here, automating this is getting external high intent behaviors. And there's another tool you can use, but Clay does a lot of this as well. We've changed jobs and stacks. So, but if you want to go more, more advanced and have an API, you can use an APIs for that as well. But Triggerify can actually do this a lot in terms of the external signals, and put it into your Clay with your CRM data. You can sync it every quarter, every month, every whatever frequency that it all depends on your sales cycles and your cadence, and then put it back into your CRM, your Salesforce, HubSpot, or send it off to your if you even have an external SDRs team that you can get them to do the first initial meetings. So if I go back here, it's still running. Let me just see if I can. It's still running. Is it finished? Let me see if it picked up. Let me see. See, it picked up 2 prospects, and if I go here, filter. I just want to filter these ones. Okay. Oh, it's got more. Cool. This is so now instead of me hunting for 500 or whatever, I'll just go into looking at these guys. So let me see. So let's see here the post. So this is really good. So let's see the post. You can see here. Yeah, candidates hiring jobs. He's searching for candidates, and people have liked that. This is gold. This is absolutely gold. Like, you're automating intent. This is like sort of, you can call it dark social. Here again, another one, hiring. Let me see this one. Probably the same person. Same company. This is another one. Looks like it's similar. Let me just go into this post. Hiring for interviews. Richard likes. So this is. Let's go into this person and see what he posted. So yeah, there you go. So Richard here, this is somebody has liked this. This is why I picked that up. So if you go back to this person here, let's see, he has liked that, and that's why it's picked that up. Where is he? It's a big stream here. So it's picked up the same. So these are 2. Oh, the same person, because it's double. That's why. So it's the same. So these 2 are the same, right? So let's go to his profile. Avatar. Let's go here. So this person has most likely posted something about hiring or expansion, living. There we go. See, capital raise there. So very powerful at scale. So now you can, if you've got a huge list of contacts, let me clear this out. Clear it out. My filters, clear it out. If you've got a huge list and you want to prioritize people's times, your SDRs or your sales team, now you can use plugins or actions that allow you to filter of your list who's actually speaking. So if you've got so this list could be your potential high contract values, so your fit. You've already using from your CRM, you extracted out a list of fit. Or in engagement, you can have internal engagement. So these are engaged, but you don't know all of your big list of people in your CRM. You don't know if they actually are in a process of hiring or expansion, or just completed any particular series capital raise. This functionality or tool, Triggerfy, can actually help you narrow down that energy so you can get to your tier ones faster, especially if you've got a you're getting on the end of the year or in the quarter, you want to close, increase your sales pipeline. There you go, team. Thanks for watching a very short video on how you can actually go back to this, how you can actually automate and segment your potential ISPs, not only just using your good signals, which is your traditional fit and engagement, but going to more the best signals you can get, which is fit with potential contract value, and using your past 25 or 30 close wins and looking at their profile and creating the archetype, and then adding that your engagement, both internal, so you visit a website, downloaded something, attended a webinar or an event, but also their external social, oftentimes called the dark social, right? Now you can actually bring it to light, and now you know of a list of contacts you have, which one you should target it, because there's timing. And what's cool, lastly on this, is if you go back to the app here, the edit sources, edit here, continue. You can automate this. You can automate this. So it's constantly scanning for any potential. So this could be plugged into your CRM, constantly updating, scanning if they're actually hitting any of your keywords. That's, I mean, high intent. You're going to get more than that in terms of indicator of you to go out do your outreaches. All right, team. Thank you again, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.